I'm Mark Mays. I'm running for Congress in Eastern Washington in the 5th Congressional District. And I'm going to ask you to find out a bit more about me by visiting my website, votemarkmays.com. That's votemarkmays, M-A-R-K-M-A-Y-S.com. Vote Mark Mays is kind of a suggestion. And I hope you'll look at the website and consider what I have to say and what our positions are. I've been asked to talk with you a little bit about the economy. I think everybody's aware that things aren't what we'd like for them to be with the economy. Housing prices are down, inflation and gas prices are up. Consumer confidence is down, but healthcare costs are going up. The value of your house is down, but housing foreclosures are going up. But isn't it interesting? You could read in the paper all of those things the same week you read record rises in stock prices. Stocks aren't doing quite as well as we'd like, but they're doing much better than the people on the street who are working for a living, the regular people who are trying very hard to make ends meet. The people who have children, the people who are trying to save for their retirement. It's a very difficult time. And what's happened in our country that's very problematic is that we've looked at how we can keep corporations and businesses healthy. Now, I want to keep corporations and businesses healthy. I really, truly do. We all do. We need jobs. We need them to have profits. We need for all of the investments of our pension plans to be secure. We don't want to do something that's going to hurt business. But at the same time, those who have created the wealth of businesses should be able to share in the wealth that businesses have created. We reach a situation in which some of the oil companies have had record profits. One had $40 billion of profits. That's an amazing amount of money. Amazing amount of money. Bush administration and my opponent in this race voted to give the oil companies a tax break when their profits were soaring. A tax break. Now, how does that affect us? We're buying very expensive gasoline. When you talk to people in cities like Omac, they say, gosh, we're really worried. Our college and training workforce is our future. And people can't afford to drive from the public and some of the outlying areas to go to school. It's become a problem with people being able to go places. People are staying at home on vacations. People are not able to have the quality of life that they want. And we're only looking at it in recent times. I was thinking about the other day, when I grew up, I had friends. One friend's dad was a butcher, one friend's dad was a plumber. But everybody had a house. You know, I'd say, I'm going over to Tom's house, I'm going over to Ray's house, I'm going over to Randy's house. Or they come over to my house. And I look at my 5 grown children and I think how difficult it is for them to be able to buy a house. Think of what's involved in a house. You know, the average cost of a house in Spokane is almost $200,000. I talk to people who work very, very hard, work long hours out in the fields with fertilizer or selling things to farmers, getting machinery working. And all they want is a place that they can have as theirs. And how can that happen when we have such a gap between the people who have a lot of money and the people who work hard but don't get much benefit from it? They're just trying to make ends meet. They're just trying to survive. They're not trying to achieve or succeed. Virtually everybody that I know talks about how terribly unfortunate and wrong and unfair it seems to be to have people who seem to be using the welfare system. I'm in that group. You find somebody who's had 3 or 4 children that are supported by welfare. We're supporting them. It's not welfare that's supporting them. But why is that happening? Why does that seem to be happening? A lot of the reason the economists tell us that that happens is because they're not jobs. You can't really support yourself on a minimum wage job today when the minimum wage is low. You can't really support yourself when you have to work hard at a minimum wage job, and after 90 days, then you can buy health care insurance. It costs $390 a month, but you're now eligible to buy it. You have to win the lottery to do that. You can't really support yourself or your family if it's one person who's working without special skills and training. And yet it's harder for people to have the skills and training to progress and achieve and advance. Education's always been the gateway to achievement. Apprenticeships have always been the gateway to achievement, yet there are fewer of those. There are fewer of those opportunities. We're getting into a situation in which we have people who have a lot and people who don't have a lot. And that's not good for our country. We need a middle class that's strong. We need people who have jobs that are paid working wages and family wages for their jobs. And we need more jobs. It may benefit the companies in the short run to outsource jobs. Say, well, we can save some money if we have the Mr. Coffees made in Mexico. Oh, wait, no, after a while we're going to have the Mr. Coffees made in the Far East. But it doesn't help the people who used to work in Ohio at the Mr. Coffee Company making those coffee machines that we use in the mornings. And it doesn't help us as people in a society that demands fairness in our economic policies. We need to change our economic policies so that it doesn't benefit just people who have investments in corporations and just people who are making millions and millions of dollars as CEOs of corporations who contribute to some political parties, not mine. You need to look at what's fair for everybody, corporations and the people who work in them. And that needs to change. And I would ask for you to vote for me and to support my candidacy, because I'll look at doing that in a responsible and fair way so that people have a chance. And I thank you very much for your time.